Now, Tesh, throughout your career, you've been mentoring many future leaders. Can you maybe share a success story with us where you mentored somebody and that person took your advice to heart?
So, I mean, I have a lovely example right here. I mean, there've been a few. You know, I suppose as an MBA lecturer, and especially teaching a subject like innovation and inclusive business, I've been very lucky. You know, I'm not teaching a bland subject that's difficult to. Innovation is exciting and it has the ability to really change a person's life or their corporate life. So I've had a lot of beautiful moments with students who've come up to me or sometimes, you know, sent an email to say, I looked at things in a new way and it's just given me a fresh lease. I've had lots of experiences where I've seen the light come on and people who have moved into career. So lots of people have given up jobs in where they now recognize they were in a habit pattern and just on repeat mode, and it gave them the strength to say, I will break that pattern. So the neuroscience material I've taught and in the corporate innovation space, I think has been powerful for a lot of people just in the recognition of where they're trapped, because sometimes you don't see it. And when you give people an insight into what's going on in their heads, and they're able to break that trap. So there are lots. In fact, they're too numerous. I've been so fortunate that I've been able to get through to so many people about moving direction to something that gives them real joy. But an example that I think is lovely, and maybe you can even put this picture up, is this young lady from Alex. Right. And she just happened to end up in front of the president when we took this picture at the launch. But this young lady was taken into our program. She's a Yes Youth. She was given a business literacy training program. She was unemployed. And there's something very special about her. Her name is Komotso. And the work we've done on her, or done with her, on is a terrible word, but the work we've done with her has been beautiful for both of us. Because she helps to remind me of why we're here. She had a very hard upbringing, no mom, granny died when she was in high school, very basic matric. And yet we've done psychometric tests on her and she's in the top percentile. And just by connecting and giving her a voice and giving her mentorship in our world, I'm not the only person who mentor, my whole team have an attachment to her. Her entire life pathway has opened, not because of us, but because she had that innate ability and it just unlocked. We just happened to be in the right place at the right time. And I think that's what really great mentorship is about, is someone who has got that drive and abilities. Small moves, small levers can unlock great potential. I have no doubt that she's going to do amazing things. And I suppose that's my favorite story because it summarizes what we want to achieve, which is just unlocking pathways.
Thank you. Now, who are the role models of leadership that you would recommend future leaders should study and maybe learn from?
I mean, I think that we should study and learn from the good and the bad. You know, because if we don't study the likes of Hitler and Mussolini, in our recent past we have a good example right here in South Africa. We don't fully understand the destructive impact that bad leadership can have. And I don't just think that it's for leaders to study. I think like all of society needs to be educated to the dangers of poor leadership and how quickly that can spiral and lead a country or a continent down the wrong path. It happens it happens incredibly quickly. And so I'm going to say that there's no one leadership formula. Study the bad to know what to avoid, and study a range of good leaders, because even if we look at great leaders, there were flaws in parts of what they did. And so it's, study a range of people, because I think it's the collective knowledge that is a lot more powerful than any one individual. You're asking me to identify this one person, and it's so strange that no one person comes to me. My mentor here at Investec, that is one of my co-conveners on the YES project, Stephen Kosseff, has given me incredible insight and wisdom, that I'm very grateful for. And so there've been such a collection of people that I've been able to take leadership lessons from. I had Professor Barnard when I was at Gibbs, and who taught me a lot in a very different area. Professor Nick Bernadelle, who taught me a lot. There was a professor from Canada, Professor Fred Galt, who had the most incredible, apart from being Canadian, which helps, on top of that had gentleness of spirit and giving, even late into his late years, just traveling and helping students. And then there are, of course, the leaders that you maybe don't interact with directly, but that you see on television or read about in books. Some of my greatest leaders have been fictional. Bilbo in The Hobbit, it definitely features up there. So, they're fictional heroes and leaders, and all of them you want to take little pieces of and assimilate into your own version of great leadership. But I don't know that there's any one person that encapsulates it for all of us.
And Tash, how can people connect with you, and where can they follow you?
So I'm on Twitter at Tashmia I. I'm not very good on Facebook. It's one of those that I just didn't. It felt very strange looking in on people's lives. I like Twitter because you can follow, but it's the important stuff. So I'm on Twitter and I'm reasonably active. So Facebook and LinkedIn not as much, but LinkedIn I will put the odd piece of information. So at Tashmia I will get you to my most prolific Twitter account. And we have a website, yesforyouth.co.za. I am being encouraged to start a blog. I'll let you know if that happens.
Okay. Now, last but not least, is there one piece of advice that you would really like to give to future leaders to implement in their own leadership?
I'm going to be even more specific and say I would like to give a piece of advice to female leaders. There's research today that there's this Bank of America research that shows that banking institutions that have higher proportions of female members have very high performance. And this is not about women are better, men are better, but I do believe as a woman there have been difficulties in my path that men haven't faced, and it's easy to get exhausted by it. And if there are any women who are on this journey to contribute to society, because I think great leaders contribute to society, don't give up. The world needs your brand of leadership. There are days when you're going to be a bad mom, and there are days when you're going to be bad for your company or your institution. But on the whole, the contribution is going to be positive. So, just keep going. Just try a different way. Just keep reconfiguring the parts of your life or the career that you take. Just keep reconfiguring and unlearn. As long as the general direction is forward, keep moving.
Well, Tash, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your insights and your wisdom. And thank you for leading by example and helping us build a better future.
Thank you for getting some of our comments out into the wide world.